The message arrived just past midnight. Didn't think someone as beautiful as you would follow me. You into true crime too? It wasn't the first time 17-year-old Emily Saunders had received a flirty DM, but something about this one felt different. The sender was at Charming Charlie 22, a handsome guy with tousled brown hair in his profile pic, an artsy vibe, and a bio that read, "Bookworm, horror nerd, dog dad paw prints." He seemed kind, curious, and, unlike the boys at her school, mature. Emily had no idea that this simple reply would spark a chain of events that would unravel her life and ultimately end it. A girl like any other, Emily lived in the quiet town of Hartford, Wisconsin, where everyone knew your name and nothing much happened. She was a bright, creative high school senior, loved indie music, horror movies, and spent weekends volunteering at the animal shelter. Online, she had over 3,000 Instagram followers, most from school, a few from art pages, and strangers she'd met in true crime forums. Her parents thought her time on social media was normal teen stuff. They never imagined it could be deadly, sliding into obsession. The first few DMs were harmless. Charlie seemed sweet. He talked about his dog, his love for thrillers, and how hard it was to meet someone real. Within a week, their chats had moved to Snapchat. Emily started calling him Char, and he called her M. They sent selfies, song recommendations, even talked on the phone late at night, though he always said his camera was broken. "You're the only one I can really talk to," he told her one night. "Same," she replied, heart fluttering. Her friends noticed the change. Emily stopped eating lunch with them, skipped track practice, and was constantly glued to her phone. "It's just a phase," her mom said. It wasn't. The lies behind the screen. What Emily didn't know was that at Charming Charlie 22 wasn't a high school senior from Oregon, as he claimed. The photos? Stolen from a fitness model in Florida. His name? Fake. His age? Not 18, but 27. His real identity was Nathan Graves, a man with a history of catfishing, a sealed juvenile record, and a twisted obsession with teenage girls. Nathan had been following Emily's public profile for weeks before ever messaging her. He studied her stories, memorized her routines, knew where she worked part-time and when her parents left for work. Emily wasn't just a crush. She was a target. Warnings and secrets. Emily's best friend, Lily, was the first to sound the alarm. "This dude is weird, Em. Why won't he FaceTime you? He's shy. And his phone's old," Emily insisted. Lily wasn't convinced. She tried to do a reverse image search of Charlie's photos, but nothing came up at first. Meanwhile, Emily started acting strange, more secretive, anxious, and even paranoid. She told Lily, "He wants to meet me, but it has to be secret. His parents wouldn't understand." That line stuck with Lily. Something was wrong. The disappearance. On March 18, 2023, Emily told her parents she was heading to the local library to work on a school project. She never came home. Her phone pinged for the last time near a gas station off Route 45, 40 miles from town. By morning, she was officially reported missing. Police asked for access to her social media, but most of it had been deleted. The Instagram DMs were gone, so were most of her texts. Her Snapchat was locked behind a password her parents didn't know. They were chasing shadows. A dark discovery. 2 days into the investigation, Lily shared everything she knew about Charlie. The police subpoenaed records, traced IP addresses, and finally uncovered the real identity behind the profile. Nathan Graves, a man who had previously faced online harassment charges in another state. A man who had lied, manipulated, and lured Emily under a fake identity. Security footage would later show Emily getting into a dark-colored sedan near the gas station. License plates covered, driver unseen. She looked nervous but not afraid. She thought she was meeting her soulmate. Instead, she met her killer. The name Nathan Graves meant nothing to Emily's family at first, but for investigators, it opened a Pandora's box of digital deception, prior offenses, and chilling near misses. Behind the friendly profile pic of at Charming Charlie 22 was not just a liar, but a seasoned predator who had mastered the art of hiding in plain sight. From catfish to criminal. Nathan Graves grew up in Rockford, Illinois, raised in a troubled home filled with neglect and violence. He had been arrested at 17 for allegedly luring a 14-year-old girl to meet him in a park under a false identity. The charges were sealed due to his juvenile status. But it wouldn't be the last time he targeted underage girls online. Now in his late 20s, Nathan had cycled through different aliases, each more charming than the last. He curated believable backstories, used real photos of others, and built trust slowly. Over the years, he'd messaged dozens of girls across platforms: Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Reddit. Most never responded. A few blocked him. But Emily responded, and that made her vulnerable. The digital trail. Once police uncovered Nathan's real identity, they launched a deep forensic dive into Emily's phone and laptop. Though he had deleted many of their messages, traces remained: metadata, app usage logs, cloud backups. Investigators found a secret Snapchat account created just days before Emily went missing. Encrypted chats with timestamps matching when Emily was last seen. A shared Spotify playlist filled with cryptic song titles like "Come Away With Me" and "Disappear Here." What chilled detectives the most, however, was a private folder titled Planendusser. Inside were screenshots of Emily's posts, photos taken from her Facebook, and even pictures of her high school and home. It was a digital stalker's blueprint, and it proved premeditation. Interviewing the family. Emily's parents, Sarah and Michael Saunders, were devastated when police revealed Nathan's identity. Sarah broke down. She told us she was meeting a friend from school. We didn't know. They had noticed Emily being more secretive lately, but chalked it up to teenage growing pains. She was independent, responsible, and never got in trouble. We trusted her, but we didn't realize how easy it was for someone like him to gain her trust online. Lily steps forward. Emily's best friend, Lily, quickly became a crucial witness in the case. She provided screenshots of conversations, relayed all the times Emily mentioned Charlie, and described the moment she realized something was seriously wrong. He had this power over her. She thought he was the only person who really understood her. Police worked with Lily to reconstruct their online interactions. Through her, they learned Emily was planning to meet Charlie in person for weeks. But she hadn't told anyone except Lily. She made me promise not to tell, said it was going to be the start of something special. That promise now haunted her. The first clue in real life. 5 days after Emily vanished, a hiker discovered her phone. Shattered, half buried under brush, near Devil's Lake State Park, a remote area an hour from Hartford. Phone logs showed Emily had stopped responding to texts around 4:12 p.m. the day she went missing. The last app she opened? Google Maps. The destination? A cabin rental under a fake name, reserved online by someone using a prepaid card and burner phone, traced back to a stolen identity. All signs pointed to Nathan Graves. Authorities now had a potential location, but the cabin was abandoned by the time they arrived. No blood, no fingerprints, but hidden in a crawlspace was a single strand of blonde hair and a wrinkled Polaroid photo of Emily smiling. The media storm. The story exploded across national media. CNN, Dateline, online sleuth forums. TikTok creators posted timelines and theories under hashtags like #DeadlyDMs and #JusticeForEmily. The FBI joined the manhunt. Psychologists profiled Nathan as a digital predator with organized tendencies, warning he may try again, with a new identity and a new victim. Yet for all the noise, Emily still hadn't been found. An unexpected break. Just as the investigation began to stall, a tip came in from a 19-year-old girl in Iowa. She'd matched with a man on a dating app who sounded eerily like Charlie. Same lingo, same dog pic, same fear of video calls. Her instincts screamed something was off, especially when he pushed her to meet up at an isolated nature reserve. She Googled the photo. It matched the image Lily had posted online during her campaign to catch Emily's abductor. And just like that, the FBI had a new alias at Lost in the Pines. Same predator, same playbook, new prey. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. The message was chilling. "She's mine now." Written in blue ink on lined notebook paper and left on the motel bed in Cedar Rapids. The note confirmed what authorities feared. Emily Saunders was still alive, but being held against her will by a man who believed he owned her. For law enforcement, the race was no longer just to capture a predator, but to save a life before time ran out. Tracking the ghost. After the discovery of the note and Emily's sweatshirt, FBI analysts sprang into action. The motel's cameras had been disabled, tampered with from the inside. But one crucial piece of surveillance survived. A grainy clip from a nearby gas station showing a man matching Nathan Graves' build and gait filling up a gray sedan. He was wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses, but the profile, his height, posture, even the way he leaned into the pump, matched previous sightings. He wasn't hiding anymore. He was toying with them. Agents traced the car to a stolen rental booked under a fake name using a forged Wisconsin license. The trail led investigators through Illinois, Iowa, and now Nebraska. At each stop, he left nothing behind, no digital footprints, no credit card use, no fingerprints. But he always left clues, just enough to keep the case alive. A pattern of predation. As the manhunt intensified, the FBI began to examine Nathan's psychological profile in greater detail. According to behavioral analysts, he was obsessed with control. He didn't just want to meet girls, he wanted to own them. He followed ritualistic behavior. Every known interaction started online, escalated to private messaging, and ended with plans to escape together. He left messages for attention. The note on the bed, the Polaroid photo, and the public clues suggested he wanted recognition. He wanted his story to be told. In the media, this created a new wave of online fear. Parents checked their kids' phones. Teens deleted dating apps. Comment sections were flooded with the same question. Where is Emily? Emily's voice returns. Then, 2 weeks after her disappearance, something strange happened. A TikTok account with Emily's name posted a single 8-second video. It showed a flickering candle in a dark room. No sound, no face, just a shaky camera and the caption, "I'm still here." The account had never existed before, but digital forensics confirmed it was tied to Emily's old email. Even more disturbing, the video was geotagged in Wyoming, but uploaded through a VPN. The message was either a desperate call for help or a manipulation by her captor. Regardless, it proved one thing: Emily was still within reach, and Nathan was now taunting the public. Public outrage and digital detectives. The internet exploded. #FindEmily trended for days. Reddit sleuths dug up old interactions from Nathan's past profiles. TikTokers combed through the candle video for clues. Some believed they heard whispers when slowed down. Others analyzed the flames flicker for Morse code. One theory gained traction fast: that Nathan was posting through Emily to boost his own notoriety. He wanted to become a legend, a household name. To stop him, the FBI began working closely with tech companies to monitor VPN routes, identify burner phones, and triangulate data pings from the video upload. That's when they got a location match: a burner phone connected briefly to a cell tower near Laramie, Wyoming, just hours before the video went live. The cabin in the mountains. Agents moved quickly. They canvassed remote cabins and rental properties in the Laramie wilderness. Days passed with no success, until a U.S. Forest Service officer recalled seeing a man and a young woman hiking with supplies into a no-cell zone about 10 miles deep into the forest. She looked nervous. He carried everything, said they were doing a tech detox. With that tip, the FBI coordinated a multi-agency search through rugged terrain. Dogs, drones, helicopters. Each minute mattered. Then, at dusk on day 3, a search dog caught a scent. What they found, hidden behind dense trees and brush, was an abandoned fire watchtower, modified to serve as a makeshift shelter. Inside, they found an old mattress, food wrappers, a notebook filled with disturbing entries signed E.G., short for Emily Graves, a name Nathan had apparently forced her to adopt. Most disturbing of all, a video camera set up in the corner. The footage stored on it would later show Emily being interviewed by Nathan. Coerced into smiling, reading scripts and pretending to be happy. But there was no Emily, and no Nathan. They had moved again. A desperate move. By now, Nathan Graves was among the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives. His face was everywhere. Airports, gas stations, social media. A reward of $250,000 was issued for any information leading to his arrest. A lead finally came from an unexpected place. A bus driver in Denver reported a girl who looked like Emily boarding with a hood over her face, flinching when spoken to. A review of camera footage confirmed it was her, and Nathan had been posing as her older cousin. The destination? Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe had been another taunt, a psychological chess move. Nathan Graves was always one step ahead, just close enough to catch a glimpse of, but never long enough to grasp. By now, Emily Saunders' face was imprinted in the minds of millions. News outlets ran updates around the clock. Influencers made explainer videos. True crime podcasts devoted entire seasons. What had started as a digital romance had turned into a full-blown digital manhunt, broadcast to the world. But behind the headlines and hashtags, the FBI knew one hard truth. They were running out of time. Emily breaks the silence. Then came a crack in the case, this time from the inside. On July 8th, at 3:42 a.m., a 911 call came in from a payphone outside a truck stop in Gallup, New Mexico. "My name is Emily. I need help. He's asleep." The call was brief, 36 seconds. She sounded breathless, panicked, like she was watching her every word. But it was real. Officers traced the call and were on site within 12 minutes. Inside the back of a parked van, under a tarp and bags of camping gear, they found her. Emily Saunders, alive, gaunt, bruised, but breathing. She had escaped. The capture. Nathan Graves didn't go quietly. When officers found him less than half a mile away at a diner, calmly eating pancakes and watching coverage of Emily's rescue on the TV, he smiled. "You're too late. She chose me." He was arrested without incident, but investigators would later describe his behavior as eerily serene, as if he believed he'd already won. But his calm didn't last. The moment he saw Emily, wrapped in a blanket and being walked out by paramedics, his entire demeanor changed. He lunged at officers, spat, screamed, "She's mine. You don't understand. She's mine." They cuffed him harder, and the entire thing was caught on a bystander's phone, uploaded to TikTok, and went viral within minutes. The aftermath. Emily's escape ignited a cultural reckoning. Teens everywhere deleted dating apps. Schools invited FBI agents to give talks on internet safety. Parents sat down with their kids to have that talk. Not about drugs or drinking, but about predators with pretty profile pictures. Meanwhile, Emily's story became a national symbol of resilience and survival. She gave her first interview with 60 Minutes 2 months after her rescue. Dressed in soft blue and speaking with poise, she described her ordeal in chilling detail. How he had gaslit her into believing her family didn't care. How he moved them constantly to avoid detection. How he monitored everything, her social media, her facial expressions, her thoughts. But she ended with a message to her generation. "We live online, but danger lives there too. Don't mistake attention for love." The clip went viral. Again, the trial. Nathan Graves was charged with kidnapping, unlawful restraint, sexual assault, interstate transport of a minor, and multiple counts of impersonation and cyberstalking. At his trial, the prosecution laid out his pattern of manipulation like a digital roadmap. Screenshots, chat logs, burner phone records, and VPN traces. His entire web of deceit unraveled in front of a jury. The defense attempted an insanity plea, arguing Nathan suffered from delusional erotomania, a rare disorder where one believes someone is in love with them. But forensic psychiatrists refuted it. He wasn't delusional. He was calculated, cold, deliberate. In the end, it took the jury less than 4 hours to convict him on all counts. He was sentenced to life in federal prison without parole. What changed forever? Emily now works with an advocacy group that teaches teens how to detect online grooming and digital red flags. Her Instagram bio reads, "Survivor, not a victim. She has never returned to TikTok. The case became a watershed moment in how law enforcement treats online luring as a serious, premeditated crime, no longer just teen drama gone wrong, but a sign of how predators have evolved for the digital age. Lawmakers passed the Saunders Act 6 months later, a bill requiring dating and social platforms to include mandatory age verification, reporting features, and predator alert systems. It marked the first major legislative victory spurred by a true crime case gone viral. Final note: a new kind of killer. The story of Nathan Graves wasn't about a stranger lurking in the shadows. He wasn't hiding in alleyways or stalking through windows. He was already in your DMs, already in your likes, your FYP, your mutuals. The new predator doesn't knock on your door. He just waits for you to reply. And that's the lesson that stuck with millions. The most dangerous people online are the ones who sound just like you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell